Good morning, everybody. Pattern-collections.com is where you want to go to find patterns. Don't forget to put the dash in there. If you just put pattern-collections.com, you go to the wrong website. You need that dash. So, we're going to do Kuba today. It looks really complicated. I mean, if you saw that right there, you'd say, I can't draw that. Unlike the one we did the other day, Intermingle, this one is actually not that difficult. Not like the Intermingle. The Intermingle, I would say, would be an advanced pattern. This one's not that hard. And the step outs are a little confusing because this is an older pattern. You can see it was developed in 2015. Ina has made some updated rules since then about how to submit a pattern, and I do believe that she would have broken this down into more steps. She only has this as 3 steps, and I don't think she would currently have it as 3 steps. I think she would have broken it down and make this one into 2 steps here. Because she's got 2 things together, and she has to actually tell you what to do in words, and really they need to be done so that you don't need the words. You can just figure it out with just the pictures. But anyways, that being said, the first thing we're going to do, according to the words, is we're going to draw a grid of squares. And inside those squares, we are then going to make triangles and fill in 1/2, the upper half. That's going to be step number 1. Then step number 2 is, and she shows it with doing 2 thin lines and then coloring it in. I'm just going to use a bigger pen. It's easier that way. Get a nice big thick pen, and on the left side of each of these pairs of squares, we're going to connect them, skip one, connect them, skip one. And then we're going to do it alternating. So then we're going to come down here, connect them, skip one, connect them. Okay? So every other set of squares, we're going to connect in an alternating columns. Okay? Then we're going to do the same thing on the top. In alternating columns, we're going to, on this one, we're going to skip this one. We're going to connect them, skip, connect, so that they end up with this over-under thing. So just use a bigger, fatter pen instead of trying to make 2 thin little lines and color it in. You're just going to make a mess out of it. It's just easier to make use a fatter pen. Then next step, number 3, is to start at the thick line between 2 connected boxes and aura the section until you reach the next thick line, which means that we can start anywheres. But if, let's say we start where she has her arrows. If you start here with a thin line, you're just going to aura this till you hit the next thick line. Okay? And then aura this all along the top, and then you're going to go again along the sides. Okay? And we can do it either in a regularly spaced grid, or we can do it in a warped grid. And I suspect that you could also do rectangles and not squares. And so I'm going to just, I don't know, play with it. I don't think I'm going to do it exactly like this with the regular squares. I think I'm going to either do a warped grid or rectangles or something else. But we're just going to play with it, see what happens. Okay? But you see how she needed to put words. I don't think now she would accept a pattern that needs the words. You know what? My camera is not quite right. It must be because I'm not zoomed in. No, it's just because it's not right. I moved it just slightly when I went to grab my battery. Excuse me just a second while I adjust that one. Bring it down just a smidge. There we go. That's better. Now when I zoom out, yeah, that's better. Okay. So let's first start with, do I want to do a warped grid? I think I do. Or do I just want to just do, I'm just going to make myself a border here. Something like that. And I'm just going to divide these into, works better on a warped grid if I have a more rectangular piece of paper. Let me see what kind of paper I have in here. Maybe I'm not going to do it on that piece. Let me pull out my scrap pack. My scrap pack has gotten way out of control. Look at this. I used to have them all in order by size, and I no longer have that. They're just everywhere. But I was thinking that maybe I want a more rectangular piece of paper, if I can find one easily. But I still want it fairly large. That's not rectangular, that's square. Most of them are square. I really want a rectangular piece of paper. That's square. That's a little more rectangular, but it's mostly square. I think my newest pack of papers are all square, which does not give me any rectangles. Let's see if I dig down to the bottom. Maybe I have some of the old package of paper left. The old package had some more rectangular pieces. Aha! Haha! Alrighty, let's do a more rectangular piece. I'll stick with the green, but see how that's a little more rectangular rather than the square? Because I really want to go more like she did with her non-standard grid. So I want to make myself a little border, but I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to make sure I don't get too close to the edge. There. All right, so now I'm going to do myself a grid that's a little more warped. I think I'm even going to do a little bit of an S shape in it. Oop. Can you see that pencil line? Yeah, you can. Like that. And then going this way, I am going to go ahead and curve that line going this way. That, and then in each of these corners I'm going to draw my square, and then they'll kind of follow along. I think that's what I'll do. Something like that. Make sure I have enough space to do my overs and unders. Something like this. Okay. Pen. What size pen do I need to start with? I need a thin one. Yeah. A thin one? Yeah, I need a thin one. All right, let me get my 01. I want to start with the thinnest. And I'm going to draw my squares. I'm going to follow this path. And draw my squares. And they're not all going to be square, which is fine. That one I think needed to be a little bit further over, but I think I can. No. Once you've drawn it, you've drawn it. Let me zoom you in a little bit. You're kind of far away. That's better. Like so. Something like that. So you could do this freehand. You don't have to put yourself a pencil grid to start with, but I don't trust myself to stay lined up. That was a little off. I can probably fix that. That one I can fix because I want my triangle. Oh, I've just put my triangles the wrong direction, but that's okay. They're all just going to be that way. We're going to go here. That'll be fine. We're gonna, if we turn it over, then that makes it the right direction, doesn't it? Yes, indeed it does. So how you guys doing today? We're going to be, I'm drawing this in the middle of July. You're going to see it in the middle of August. And who knew that in the middle of July we were going to be re-locked down. You know, back in March we said, oh, it's just going to be 2 weeks. Yeah. Yep, just 2 weeks that we have to deal with this. Not months and months, just 2 weeks. And we had just sort of opened up. We were just starting to feel a little more normal. We weren't completely open, but we were starting to get to where we were allowed to eat inside a restaurant. With social distancing, we were starting to be allowed to go to hairdressers and gyms and massage, have a massage, which is what I was planning on doing this week. And then the governor shut us back down. So now no more restaurants inside. You have to do takeout. No more going to the barber shop again. No more going to the nail salon. People are going to start coming into the store looking for fake nails and hair clippers again. No more personal services of any kind. It's just getting, it's getting old. I don't get me wrong. I am following all the rules, and especially when it comes to masks and social distancing, I think that's going to be the key. Problem is once we opened up, people stopped with the masks and the social distancing. They just did. I mean, it's just, they just started opening themselves up to doing whatever. And that's what caused the issue. If you actually followed the rules, folks, and continued with your masks and your social distancing and your extra hygiene, which everyone should have been doing all along. I mean, I don't understand these people who never wash their hands, but, you know, whatever. Yeah. Okay. How's that? That's good. I like that. I think I maybe want another row. I want to go ahead and do, I want to do the border. No. But I do want another row. I want another row. So who knew that we were all going to be still locked down? I've stopped saying, well, by the time you see this, we'll probably be not locked down anymore, because I have no hope. I'm at the point where right now I believe we're going to be stuck in this sort of holding pattern loop for the next who knows how long, at least till the end of the year. Okay, so now I need to make my triangles, and I've done them backwards, so I'm just going to make a mark here so I remember that's the side I want to color in. I'm just going to make the triangles going this way, because see, if I turn it around this way, triangle, well, it's still going to be going the opposite direction of what it's supposed to be going. Should have gone this way. That's okay. It'll just be upside down. Upside down and backwards. Sadite. You can figure it out. And I did that because of this one. I wanted to color in that triangle right there. I should have gone this way. And then I would have been fine, but I didn't go that way. I went the other way. It's alright. I think it will still look the same. You just have to so I just want to do this, and then I'm going to erase my pencil lines before I do all my filling in of my darks, because sometimes the eraser will pick up some of that ink and it'll make it a little bit lighter. I don't want that in my dark filled in areas. I want them 100% filled in nice and thick. If I offended anyone with my political ranting the other day, I think it was 2 days ago, or 2 videos ago. I'm sorry. I'm just getting... The U.S. is just getting to the point where it's just so hard. Just so hard. And I've just about had enough, and I'd had a hard day that day, and I was on a rant. So I'm sorry about that. Let me do some more questions from this book. If you could choose exactly what you would eat and drink for your last meal before death, what would your menu consist of? Oh, I want a tea race. Final meal, huh? Well, if I knew I was going, like you know, prisoners who ask for the last meal, I don't think I could eat. That's the truth. If, whoop, I just flinged that right across the table. If it was just happenstance that after I had a nice meal, I got hit by a bus, I didn't know it was coming, then I would like my last meal to be my husband lately has been making these absolutely delightful chicken cordon bleus and baked potatoes. Those have been really good meals. I think I would go with that. And then add a little ice cream for dessert. Perfect. Or maybe, a meal at the steakhouse on the cruise ship. Even better. Oh, better choice, Dawn. Better choice. Not that your husband doesn't make a mean meal. He's been making all of our dinners for some time, and he is absolutely lovely, and he does such a good job. But I think he would agree with me that the dinner at the steakhouse on the cruise ship, superb. Fancy, but not so fancy that I feel out of place. Because, you know, there's different levels of fancy. And wow, what is with my throat? And there's getting dressed nicely, and then there's super fancy, like $200 meal fancy, and that's not me. Just something more less casual than jeans and a t-shirt, you know? Something where you would dress up in what used to be called your Sunday clothes. Something like that. One of those meals. Little steak, little fancy soup. Oh, that mushroom soup from the steakhouse. Oh, to die for. A little bit of chocolate melting cake. Yes, indeed. So you notice I've changed my pen to my fat pen to fill this in, because it just takes so much less time. But this is going to take a little bit of time. So if you want to fast forward to when I'm done with all the rest of these, feel free. Or you can just stay with me and listen to me chit-chat. It's going to be another hot day, although it did cool off last night. as compared to the other night where it really didn't cool off. My studio this morning was still in the 70s, whereas the other morning it was like 85 in here at 6 o'clock in the morning when I got up. It was yuck, and I had to really have the AC on. You heard that on one of the videos. I don't remember which one I did, but one of them I just couldn't stand it anymore. I just turned the air on, but I don't like having the air on when I'm drawing just because it's so loud. I'm just afraid you guys are just not gonna be able to hear me speak at all, and that's not cool. So I will turn on the air between drawings today. I think I will draw maybe 2 today. This is just the tedious part here. And it's not that it's tedious as in boring. It's just that I think you guys aren't going to really enjoy this part. I'm having fun coloring in. I like coloring in. It's not a problem for me. I do need to change how I'm holding my pen though, because I'm starting to grip too hard. When you're starting to grip too hard and you're getting cramps in your hand, you gotta let loose. Loosen up your grip. Don't hold the pen so tight. You still can have control over it without giving it a chokehold. And for some reason I was chokeholding it. We have to go to the bank today. My husband's got some papers he's got to sign dealing with transfer of stock from his late parents to his name. They're being very difficult about getting this document done, and they're threatening to send it to unclaimed property because we've been unable to cash the checks, the dividend checks, because they're not in our name. They are in the name of his parents, who are both now deceased, and he's been trying for like 5 years to get these things transferred over. They're not big checks, you know. The dividend checks are only like I don't know, $8 or $10 each. They're not huge checks, but since they haven't been cashed, they're counting it as unclaimed property. And the whole stock is only like $600 total value. It's not like we're talking tens and thousands of dollars. And they just, during this lockdown, he is having a hard time finding a financial institution that will sign the document that he needs to have signed. And we finally found one, but we have to drive all the way from where we live here over to, well, it's about I want to say it's about 40 miles away. That's how far we had to go, and we live in a very urban area. I mean, we're not like we live in Timbuktu. We live in a congested, populated, urban area right outside of Los Angeles. We live between Los Angeles and San Bernardino, and you can't tell where one city ends and another begins, because it's all one big mass of people from like Ventura to through Los Angeles and all the way out through San Bernardino. you can't tell where one city ends and another begins. It's all one big mass of people. You would think in that big mass of people that we could find a financial institution that would do this particular document signing. It's a specific thing that you have to have done. You can't just go to a notary. You have to have this bank official do it. There were 4 within, our area, within like 10 miles of the house. And all 4 of the banks, one of them said that they would do it, but that they were closed because of the coronavirus for that service. The bank itself was open, but apparently that particular service was closed. Why? That makes no sense. If the bank is open, then all services within the bank should be open. But anyway, neither here nor there. So they said to come back on a certain date, and then he came back on that date, and they made it sound like they had no idea what that service even was. They'd never heard of it before. Nobody knew how to do it. And it was like, well, but you told me to come back on this date. It's past this date. You said you'd be able to do it for me, and now you don't have any idea what the service even is. Ugh, how frustrating is that? And then he called around, and he looked online, and he called main, customer service numbers for various different financial institutions, different bank brands. I guess it's a brand, B of A, Chase, that sort of thing. Called around, and some of them would do it, but you had to be a customer. We were not a customer, so if we wanted to have them do it, we would have to open an account at their bank. No. And then others said that they would do it, and he went over to the location, because they said that they can do it at all branches. They had to do it at a financial center where the finance offices are, not just a regular bank branch, which is fine. And so he drove to that office, and that office wasn't even open. It was closed for the virus. They weren't even open. So it's like, why did you send him there if they're not even open? I mean, he's been doing this runaround for months. It's driving him absolutely crazy, and they have now an August deadline. But he finally found an institution that will do it. He called them yesterday. They said they would do it. They said their branches were open. They had no problem. Just go to the main branch. But the main branch is like 40 miles away. So that is going to be this afternoon's excitement. The only good thing about that is that, boy, somebody is getting something installed. This morning there was a big truck full of gravel and stuff, and now I'm hearing jackhammering. Don't know if they're going to get a new driveway over there, or maybe they're digging for a swimming pool. I don't know, but sure is loud. So anyway, if you hear jackhammering, nothing I can do about it. So anyway, the good thing about the financial institution where it is it is not too far from my husband's brother. So we're going to meet him somewhere and have lunch. I don't know if we're just going to go to a drive-through and just bring it home. Maybe sit out in his backyard if it's not too hot. Go in the house if he feels comfortable with that. I don't know where his comfort level is and the virus, so totally will take our cues from his comfort level. And if he doesn't want us in the house, that's cool. I understand, because we've seen him once since the lockdown, since March, and that was for Aunt Betty's funeral. but we weren't at his house, so I could totally get it if he doesn't want us in the house. Because of where I work, I'm high risk for being, if not infected easily, I'm high risk for being a carrier because I interact with so many people during the day. So I get it if you don't want to interact with me. I totally get it. Okay, so far so good. That looks awesome. Now, we're going to follow this and go, oh, look, it's going the right direction if I hold it this way. That follows the step out. So I'm going to follow the step out going this way. So on this side, we're going to take the fat pen and we're going to connect these two. And then we're going to skip one and these two like that, and skip one, and connect and skip, connect and skip, and connect like that. That was pretty simple. And now we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to do the other one. So we're not going to start here. We're going to skip this one. I'm going to start here and do here. And then here. And then here. And then here. We want to make sure we got a thick one on this side and on this side. And then we're going to match this one. So we're going to go here, skip, here, skip, here, skip, here, skip, here. And then we're going to match this one. So we're going to go a little one, skip, long one, skip, long one, skip, long one, skip, long one, and then a short one. And then we're going to follow this one, and here, and here, and there, and there, and then here, and here, and there. Sounds just like what happened when what's that, jackhammering, when we had our backyard patio and wall done. So maybe they're doing the same thing. Maybe they're having a wall put in. Who knows? Okay, so there's that part. Look at, it's already starting to just take shape. And then we turn it, go the other way, or just follow along here. So we want to it's going to go this way. So these are the two that are connected, and then skip, and then these two are connected and skip, these two and that. So that means these two are connected, these two are connected, and these two are connected. So that means this one up here is the same. So we're skipping that one, and these two are connected, and these two are connected, and these two are connected. Right? Right. I think so. I think I'm doing that correct. Yeah. Okay. So then these two, and these two, and these two. Okay. And then this one skips. It's these two. These two don't line up. So how am I going to do that? We're going to just kind of like that. I didn't do a good job of lining up some of my boxes. That's okay. We're just going to make them crooked. That one, and this one, and this one, and then not this one, this one, this one, and that one, and then this one, this one, and that one, and then not that one, that one, that one, and that one, and then this one, and this one, and this one. Okay. That one's got a doober. I'm going to fix that little doober. Okay. Alrighty, now we're supposed to, starting on this side, we're supposed to do an aura like that. This one's like this. Just stopping to look at the sample. So on this one it goes around like this, and down and around, around, down and around. And then this one would be starting here, but that's all you would get, right? Right, okay. Okay. This one is here, down and around. Here, down and around, here, down and around, and here, right? And this one I missed. Wow, so much digging. Is that right? This one is way wonky. That one was too close together. So, how long have I been drawing? Oh gosh, 44 minutes. I gotta hurry up. I didn't think this was gonna be that long, but apparently it is. Let's do another pick question. Why not? If you could own any one existing sculpture from anywhere in the world, but not the right to ever sell it, which one would you want? Ooh. Do I know? sculptures very well. Not really. There's this one really cool big sculpture in Minneapolis of a spoon with a cherry on it. I really like it. It would look completely out of place at my house, like on the front lawn. This big giant spoon. But what the heck? That would be kind of cool. Okay, so I feel like this should have this like this, right? Okay, so I'm trying to make a match. Then I need to go the other way. That's where it's going to confuse me a little bit. So let me look. Now it's supposed to go this way. Down and around and up. Down and around and up. Down and around. And that one would go up. Down and around and up. Down and around and up. Is that working? You guys are gonna have to tell me because I'm not looking at the big picture yet. I know I'm missing something here, but I'm gonna do these big ones first. You really need to leave more space between your squares. Wow, I thought I was leaving plenty of space, but I didn't. When I got down here, I got too narrow. It's working though. Down and around and up. Down and around and up. I'm hoping that the next pattern I chose is a little bit shorter for drawing, a little less complex. This isn't hard. This one is just fiddly, and I could have done it on a smaller page or done this at a bigger scale, and I would have had less fiddlings to do. Okay, and then over here, some of these will be down because it goes around that thick one, so it goes like that. Right? Yep. Down, around, and up. Okay. Think we did it. Not sure I've got it quite right. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I've done something not quite right. I missed something's not right, and I don't know what it is, but I did something wrong with my unders and overs. No? I feel like it doesn't look right. I'm off somewhere. I'm not sure where I goofed, but I'm off somewhere. Because if I try to follow a line and go over, under, I should come out here somewhere. But I seem to be going under 2 instead of under 1. Something isn't right. What did I do wrong? I'm not sure what I did wrong, but I did something wrong. Okay, well, this is what I ended up with. I did something wrong. You guys will have to figure out what I did wrong. It may have just been because I started with the wrong triangle. I might have been because I did the wonky grid. So something didn't come out right. Something is not wrong. Not right. I think it's something that has to do with these, but I could have sworn I did them right. Oh. No, that shouldn't be the problem. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. It was these ones. I went on the wrong side. I went on the top. This one should have been here. I did these ones wrong. The one when I went this direction. These ones were okay. I did these ones wrong. So they're a little off. That's weird because it looks right until you look at it close and then it looks wrong. That's really weird. Huh. Very bizarre. Okay, well, it is what it is. We'll sign it. And we'll put a name on it. And it is what it is, but it's not quite right. So if you guys tackle this, pay more attention to when you go the other direction. I totally started wrong. I see what I did wrong. I was supposed to connect. So when I had this dark one going here, I was then supposed to connect these two. So I should have had like a square. I should have had a dark. No, that's what I've got. I'm totally confused. Something is not right, and I don't know what my issue is. Somewhere along the way I've gone wrong. Anyway, it looks close enough. I'm good with it being close enough, but I think I may try this one again on my own and see what the heck I did wrong. I did something wrong, but I don't know what I did wrong. Should go over like that. That's correct. And then it should come out and around and over. That's correct. And then I should have one that goes this way. That's correct. Something's just not correct. Something's off. Something is definitely off. but I do not know what. That's right. That one is right. So that one should have this, and that, and that, and that, and that. Correct. And then it should come over and up. That's correct. I think it's just my wonky grid. It just looks wrong, but it's not. You know what? It's just my wonkiness. Now that I look at it really, really close, that's correct. It's actually correct. Huh. Interesting. How just making it wonky and not nice and symmetrical can make it not look right. It's actually right. It's correct. Okay. So there we go. There it is. I'm good. I'm done. You guys have a great day. This took way longer than I had hoped, and I need to turn the air back on, and I need to figure out what's going on with the neighbors, which neighbor it is, and if there's any way I'm going to be able to do any more drawing today, or if that's it because it's too loud. I don't know. I don't know how loud you guys are hearing it. Probably not as loud as I think it is. So you guys have a great day. I will see you on the next video. Whoops, hitting my light. Next video I'm going to do is Paragon, and hopefully it's not quite as complicated. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Go out and do something nice for someone today, okay? Bye-bye.